Well, hello. Happy Friday night to each and every non one of you because no one's here yet, but it's all good. Hello. I am here. It's freezing and we're in Rhode Island in the frozen tundra. But, it's all good. We have been blessed to not have a heck of a lot of snow this year. I am happy about that. I will say that I did wake up to a dusting of snow this morning, which was it was so not pretty. No, it was pretty. It was pretty. Why am I being, Debbie Downer? But it was pretty. It's just I had to run out there, start my car, get my seat hot. I love having a hot seat. Like, can you just tell me? I absolutely love it. Um, there is nothing like a hot seat. Do you have do all of you have heated seats? Because I gotta tell you, I don't think I could ever something's going on here. I can't I don't think I could ever have a car with a non-heated seat again, ever again, just like a sunroof. I have to have a sunroof. So, hi, Cindy. Hi, Nancy. How are you guys? Nancy has a heated seat. I, um, I really don't think I could live without it. Now, I guess there's also a cooling seat. Like an air conditioned seat? Now, the whole menopause thing, that would be great. That I would like that too, but in the winter, I'm loving my heated seat, so I'm good with it. Hey, Scott, how are you? Nice to see you. Yeah, so lots of things going on this week. As y'all know, it has been, I think, a whirlwind of a year. 2024 rolling into 2025. Oh my gosh. Yikes. Yikes-a-rooney. It is just I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. The things going on all around us, we have to just scratch our head and go, you got to brace. You got to brace yourselves, really. And Patty Taylor, how are you? Very nice to see all of you. Very nice to see all of you. So, let's just go ahead and get into it. You guys are chatting with each other. That's awesome. We have to, of course, talk about the LA fire, which is not 100% contained yet. And it's just unreal what we've all been witnessing this week. You can't go a second without seeing something on the news about it. And there are just so many other things that are basically shooting off from what has happened in Los Angeles to things that all of us have to really think about, consider, and worry about. And the firefighters have been doing an amazing job. This article is from CNN.com. The firefighters have really just gone in there, sleepless nights, days. They've just been going at it and have been doing the best that they can. It's almost, I think, from what I'm reading here, it's almost extinguished, but it's not 100% contained yet. More than 170,000 people are still under evacuation notices. And they're saying that the weekend ahead should allow firefighters to make a lot of progress, but they're saying that more winds, more dangerous winds are headed for the area again next week. And, here's the question, right? The question remains, who's going to go back? The people who have lost their homes, who wants to go back? I know that it sounds like a beautiful area. People have been there for generations, some of these people. But I was watching Josh Altman of Million Dollar Listing Los Angeles on one of the interviews this morning. Chris Cuomo, I think that's who he was talking to. He's talked to a bunch of people. But he said that when people start to rebuild in that area, he's like, if people have young children, who's going to want to have their house built and there's still construction going on all around them and their little 5-year-old kid has no one to play with because the neighborhood is under construction, which makes so much sense. And I guess the rules to get a permit for anything in California, they're just so tight, so restrictive. However, I think that's going to change so people can get homes built faster, thank goodness. But like I just said, who wants to go back to that? California, from everything I've read, is so expensive to live there. I don't even know even how the rich people can live there. Another realtor on Million Dollar Listing, Los Angeles, um, I'm telling you, Josh Flagg, he spends $100,000 a year in homeowners insurance. That's it. In just homeowners insurance, he spends $100,000 a year. I'm like, why would you want to? I was talking to Al about this the other morning. I'm like, even if I had all the money in the world, which that's a lot of money, but even if I was a gazillionaire, why would I want to spend $100,000 of that a year on an insurance policy that I don't even know what it's going to cover anymore? Really. It just doesn't make any sense. So it's going to be interesting to see how much of these areas get rebuilt and how many of these people go back to where they were and see if they move to different parts of the country or different parts of the state. I don't know. I'm definitely praying for all of them, but I'm also curious to see what that process is eventually going to look like. So people who have been evacuated, they want to get back to their ruins basically to see if anything can be recovered or what they have to tell their insurer, if the insurer will give them, as much as they need to rebuild that property. And then other things I've been listening to are that I don't know, the what is the value? The current day value, you need to make sure you get that instead of assessed value because the assessed value is so much different than what it would cost to rebuild that home today. So, like my town, if they assess my house, just say at $50,000, well, it's going to cost a heck of a lot more than $50,000 to build any home. So, you want the current day value to be able to replace all of that money to get your home built to at least your specification. But I don't even know if it's going to cover that. I don't know. This whole insurance thing has really thrown me into a tizzy this week because it just makes you think about your own policy and what would happen to you if something, gosh forbid, happens to one of us. And it goes on, this article says it could take months for fire experts and arson investigators to know how the major fires ignited. However, are continually catching and arresting people who are still lighting fires. Like is this what our world is coming to? Why would you even I don't there's no words. There really just isn't even a comment that could make sense because I would start swearing and I don't think you want that. Well, maybe some of you do, but I just can't. It just is unreal to me. So let's see. 37 minutes ago, California governor issues executive order banning evictions for those hosting wildfire victims. So landlords in LA County are temporarily banned from evicting tenants for hosting wildfire victims. And Governor Gavin Newsom said, at a time when so many have suddenly been displaced, we need more housing and shelter than ever. And opening your place of residence to help shelter those in need is not only encouraged and generous, but deserves to be protected. So that's kind of an odd one as I read that, because if someone's getting evicted, but they know that by taking someone in, they'll keep their place, that's not really right either. Let's be honest. I mean, it's great people are getting a place to live, but it's kind of like a double hand weird thing. Don't you think? You know what I mean? Someone's supposed to be getting evicted, but if they take people in, they can stay. So they're just gonna take people in so they can stay. I don't know. It's just crazier as it goes on. And another thing I was talking about this week, which is, Also, just another oddity, I feel. The Grammys are scheduled for February 2nd, and I was reading they're canceled. Nope, they're gonna go on. Nope, they're canceled. Nope, they're gonna go on. The happening on February 2nd at the crypto.com arena in Los Angeles. Now, I don't know. I haven't read this article yet. It's from cbsnews.com. It says the title says the Grammys retune awards show to California fires relief. Here's what to expect. So, I haven't read this. I'm guessing are they just going to do like a taped show? Because it would just seem odd to me if they do it the way they normally do it, people pulling up in limousines, getting out, taking pictures, waving. That would seem weird to me. So let's go ahead and see what this says. I have no idea what they mean by retune. So the Grammys scheduled to take place in wildfire ravaged Los Angeles will not be canceled or postponed, but it will instead refocus the show on fire relief efforts. I mean, okay, so they're going to turn it into, a donation show. I I don't know how you kind of give someone an award and then say, "Okay, give money to fire relief." I don't know, it just doesn't my brain isn't accepting it, I guess. Maybe I'm strange. I don't know. But it says the Recording Academy will be raising additional funds to support wildfire relief efforts in honoring the bravery and dedication of first responders who risk their lives to protect ours. CEO Harvey Mason Jr. and Board of Trustees Chair Tammy Hurt said in a letter sent to Recording Academy members on Monday that was obtained by the Associated Press. In challenging times, music has the power to heal, comfort, and unite like nothing else. The Grammys will not only honor the artistry and achievements of our music community, but also serve as a platform to amplify the spirit of resilience that defines this great city of Los Angeles. I just don't know. I just don't know about having a party in the middle of all of this devastation is the way to go. It's just my opinion. It's just how I feel about it. I think it feels strange to go forward with it there. I really do. I really do. Let's see if they say anything else. Universal Music Group, one of the three big major record labels, has canceled all of its Grammy-related events. That includes the annual Artist Showcase held on Saturday and its after party on the Sunday of Grammy Week. Instead, it will redirect those funds to wildfire relief. That's great. And I think that's what this should be about. I understand music is, just such a healing piece of our lives that help each of us through every single day, me included. I mean, you know, a certain song today just had me going, and it's really, about the music here. This is what we talk about all the time. But this situation is just different. It's just different, and I don't see how an awards show will be healing to other people, especially in the middle of everything that has just happened. I don't know. BMG also announced on Instagram it will no longer host its pre-Grammy party, and a rep for Warner Music Group confirmed to the Associated Press that the major label will not host a party this year and are instead redirecting funds to support efforts. I mean, that's what should be happening. Really, Music Cares, and I've been reading a lot about that this past week. That's an organization that helps music professionals who need financial, personal, or medical assistance. Holds its annual Persons of the Year benefit gala at the Los Angeles Convention Center a few days before the Grammys. The 2025 gala will still take place on January 31st, this year honoring the Grateful Dead with an additional commitment to wildfire relief. At our upcoming Persons of the Year, we will make special appeal for donations to support our wildfire relief efforts, according to an email sent by the Recording Academy to its members on Tuesday. Now, that's something I didn't know about. Music Cares, I guess they're trying to raise a lot of money for also musicians who've been affected by the fires and to help them out. And if any of you have been affected by that and have been helped by Music Cares, we would love to know. We would love to hear about your positive experience if you've had one or you know someone who's had one. So again, the Grammys will be held still on Sunday, February 2nd at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. And the postponements ensure no resources will be diverted from the wildfire response efforts in Southern California, the NBA said in a news release. I don't know. Let me see what you guys, if you're saying anything about that. So, hey, Kathy Waddle, Eunice, how are you? Barry, what's going on? Hello, thank you for being here. Luzia, Brian, how are you? Suzanne, everybody, hi. So, what do you think about the Grammys? Like, do you think that the event should still be held in just a couple of weeks in Los Angeles where all of these devastating fires have happened? Hey, Molly, how are you? What do you think about that? Do you does it matter to you? Do you think it's an escape from what's really going on? I don't know. It just doesn't feel right even saying that that's happening. And then to know that Music Cares is doing a whole big gala a couple of days before the Grammys, I don't know. I just don't know. Now, the Grammys, talking about the Grammys, did you know that the Beatles are actually nominated for Record of the Year? When did that happen? And the record they're being nominated for is Now and Then. And they're actually up against Beyonce, Sabrina Carpenter, 360. Oh no, Charlie X 360 by Charlie XCX. A lot of these people have just letters in their names now. I don't really get it. Billie Eilish, I know her. Kendrick Lamar, I know him. Uh, Chapel Rowan and Taylor Swift featuring Post Malone. Anybody going up against Taylor Swift, I'm sorry, because you know that she's probably going to win. She's going to sweep it. And I looked up what other rock artists, if any, are being nominated, and I think I saw a couple. Let's see. Okay, so we have the Beatles. Green Day, they're nominated for The American Dream is Killing Me in Best Rock Performance. Pearl Jam, nominated for Dark Matter in Best Rock Performance. Metallica, nominated for Screaming Suicide in Best Metal Performance. And Judas Priest, nominated for Crown of Horns in Best Metal Performance. So it's mostly metal. And I just think it's kind of cool that the Beatles are nominated actually in two categories, Record of the Year and Best Rock Performance. Who knew? Who the heck knew? Well, clearly not me. Chapel has a chance, Brian says. And Brian says, fortunately, I live in Oakland, California, and have family in San Diego. Can't begin to imagine these families. I'm telling you, thank goodness you do live in Oakland, and away from everything that has happened. But I know, this is something on our minds and in our hearts every single day. I mean, this is just devastating, devastating. And Patty said, I'm guessing I won't know very many of the people or groups in the Grammys. I do know the Beatles, though. I know, right? I mean, if we don't know the Beatles is a problem. So I don't know. But I do know that Kelly Osbourne came out and said, and this is from foxnews.com, Kelly Osbourne blasts celebs using people's pain and suffering for photo op in scathing rant. So let's see what Kelly said. Kelly said, is it just me being my normal, overthinking, cynical self, or is it really disturbing to see all of these celebrities using other people's pain and suffering as a photo op to say, "Look, I'm helping. I'm doing this. I'm doing that." She asked in a TikTok video earlier this week. Now, I do have someone in mind, big star on TikTok, and she used to be a Real Housewife. And yep, look at me. I look at what I'm doing. I think it's great. I think it's really wonderful you're helping, but when you help, you shouldn't have to continuously put it out there that you're helping. Just help. Just help. People don't have to know what you're doing behind the scenes. They don't. You just get out there, get your hands dirty, go do what you need to do with the money that you have, because clearly a lot of these people have a lot of money to be able to donate, which is wonderful. But it's true, we don't need to really see every second of what you're doing. And she goes on to say, "I don't believe you help because you get attention for helping. I believe you just help because you want to. I'm so confused. I think it's so wrong. No one asked you to come out and give hugs. Go home." Kelly, I love her because she really just says it like it is. And her comments, I guess, came after Justine Bateman. Remember her? She used to be on Family Ties. She came out and accused Prince Harry and his wife Meghan Markle of using the Palisades fire as a photo op. And she said Meghan Markle and Harry are no better than ambulance chasers. What a repulsive photo op they achieved. And there's a picture here. She said they're touring the damage, referring to media footage she had reposted. Are they politicians now? They don't live here. They are tourists. Quite interesting. And that is kind of true. I mean, if you're there to help, but then again, maybe they can't help that they were getting their pictures taken. That's on the other side of the fence. But you just really don't know. You know, I mean, of course, anywhere Prince Harry and Meghan Markle go, they're going to have paparazzi following them around. Who knows? Maybe they gave a bunch of money to the victims. It's so hard to say. It really is. I mean, like I said, I've only seen one celebrity be over the top about it on the TikTok platform. I haven't really, seen a lot of this other stuff, but people are mad about it. And Tommy Lee from Motley Crue criticized artists who have engaged in self promotion during the fires. And he came on social media earlier this week to slam celebrities who are promoting albums and tours as Los Angeles has been severely damaged by the fires. And he said, "Makes me effing sick to see most people just carrying on, posting on lame ass social media. Guys, right now, nobody gives a flying F when your record drops or the next concert is, when so many people are in the middle of one of the biggest disasters of all time." And he went on to say, "I get some comic relief as always. That's needed. But Jesus Christ, leave it all alone and maybe just stop and see who needs help if you can." Now, there is a couple, and I've talked about this couple before, Spencer and Heidi. They used to be on a show called The Hills on MTV years ago. I watched it. And they lost their home, completely burned to the ground, lost everything. I don't know where they're staying. They're staying somewhere. But also, I think it's her parents. Either her parents or his parents live next door to them or pretty close by. They lost their home too. So you're talking about two families right there who lost their homes. Now, Spencer and Heidi, Spencer has actually he went completely viral on TikTok. Heidi put out an album 15 years ago. So he kept posting on TikTok, and he's still doing it several times a day. And he's telling everybody, get Heidi's album to number one on iTunes so that we can rebuild our lives. I kind of get that though. Like for them, I get it. They lost everything. She literally is, I don't know, getting clothes from people who are giving things to her, and they have nothing. They have literally nothing. And people, you can see all the posts on their social media. Some people are still bashing them, like, "Oh, you're celebrities, you have all kinds of money." They really don't. I mean, they lost everything years ago, and they've rebuilt their lives, and then they just lost it all in the fire. So, something like that to me, and self-promotion that way so that they can get money for themselves to try to help themselves to rebuild their lives, I have no problem with that at all. Because again, the government isn't really going to come out and help you right away. Y- People got $700. Just saying, like, what's that going to do? Not a whole hell of a lot. I mean, they got a little something, but what is that going to do? Homeowners' claims are going to take a long time. Mortgage companies, you still got to pay your mortgage. There's so much these people have to deal with. Spencer and Heidi, they got to number one on iTunes by Spencer continuously posting to say, get my wife's album back up there, get it to number one. They make money from that. So they're helping themselves. Nothing wrong with that in my eyes. Nothing wrong with it. Because, I think at the end of the day, I think one big lesson from the LA fires is that we're responsible for us. At the end of the day, we need to make sure we are all set, each and every one of us, because there's not going to be a hand for all kinds of people at the same time. When something like this happens, you're talking, like, what did I say, 170,000 people displaced? How can you have 170,000 hands out at one time? You can't. So that's why you've got to have your own plans in place. You've got to have things set aside. Stop spending stupid money. You have no debt. And if you have a home, try to pay it off. I mean, really, what else is there? And you have to be your own defender. I don't know why I'm getting on this rant tonight, but literally these fires in Los Angeles have really made me open my eyes and just think about so many things. And like I said, also just feeling so bad for all of these families and all of these people, rich, not rich. I feel bad for all of them. I really do. I really, really do. Let's see what you guys are talking about. So let's see. Okay, so Kathy Waddle, her dad is in Morro Bay, which is 3 hours north of where the fires were and are. So that's a blessing for him. And Eunice said they aren't helping North Carolina at all. And I just heard about that too. People that had to deal with the hurricanes in North Carolina, last year, are still waiting for assistance. Now, there were nowhere is near the amount of casualties or people displaced as there are in Los Angeles and Southern California. So, you take a lesson from that rule book and go, we got to be our own defenders here. We really do. And if this isn't a wake up call for many people, I just don't know what to say. Kathy said, pay off the car and just fix it. It's true. Like, don't spend stupid money. I don't know how people, when I hear about people having $1,000 a month car payment, why? For what purpose is that? I don't get it. I really don't. And Suzanne said, yes, they're still waiting for help in North Carolina. How can that be a thing? How can that be a thing? So that's where, but again, you don't hear about North Carolina, do you? You really don't. So you just have to be, that's why I do think social media can be really bad. It can. It can be really, really bad because some people utilize it the wrong way. I try to utilize it to get the most truthful information that I can. Of course, not everything you see on social media is true, legit. It's not. But I think we're all capable of deciphering and filtering out the crap. I really do. And I think that that's what social media can be used for in a good way. And there's so much useful information on social media. But when you get wrapped up into who's got what and who has this, who looks like this, you really gotta put the blinders on and say, what's good for me? This makes me happy. This is what it's going to be, you know? And Kathy said, I have a 16-year-old Kia Rio paid off. I just keep fixing it. That's what you do. That's what you do. And Patty said, the first home we built cost less than a lot of vehicles now. Isn't that crazy? My parents' first house, well, my parents' only house, $16,000 back in 1957, I think they bought their house. Yeah. And Molly said, also, the body count is only a fraction of the real number. I learned that working hurricanes. And you know what, Molly? That's what I keep saying this week, too. It's just, this is just a number right now. We have no idea how many more people. Like we're hearing, the last number I heard was 25 people. It seems like an awfully low number. I mean, if it stops at 25, I'm happy for everybody. Not happy about that, but that's an awfully low number for the amount of people that were displaced. You don't want to see anyone not be here, right? So I'm sorry if that came out the wrong way. I didn't mean it with any ill intention, but it seems like it's a low number compared to 170,000 people being displaced. And Suzanne said, it is just so sad. Brian said, are they lacking labor? Hire me. I'll move temporary, hire an immigrant. I know there's money. Don't try that BS. So I'll give a little tidbit here. So I was at the hospital last Friday night, and Al and I sat there for 10 hours. And when I tell you, you know, the people who were working there, great, okay, but there was barely anyone working, barely. And for the amount of people there to the amount of workers, first of all, we shouldn't have been there that long. It's crazy. It's just insanity. Second of all, where all the healthcare workers? Oh, maybe they got fired back in 2020. And we won't get into that. But there are still so many people without jobs. However, there's no one anywhere. The hallways were empty. It was the most bizarre thing. And that's another thing. Man, we should be able to self-diagnose ourselves and just call somebody up and say, "Listen, give me an antibiotic." "Oh, okay. You only take antibiotics once or twice a year. Sure, we'll call one in for you." Like, I know me. You know what I mean? I shouldn't have to go to the hospital to get that. Listen to us. We know our bodies. We know what we're about. So, in terms of the lack of people who are working, yes, I think that's a problem. Absolutely, Brian. Absolutely. But yet there are so many people still looking for work. There's such a disconnect everywhere. It's just unbelievable. So, Brian said, I'm probably going to move to LA for a couple of months and work construction, no cap. Well, hopefully, you get work. Hopefully you do. And Peter Baker, how are you? And Laura said, you're right, Kiki. Loss of life is the worst. If it is a low number, then thank God in heaven. And again, I hope that's the case. I really do. However, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure about that. So Laura said, make sure you secure a place to live, Brian. Rent is now up 128%. Lots of news reports about high rent. I actually just did a video I'm going to put out on my other channel. So landlords are price gouging unbelievably, unbelievably. They are doubling the amount of rent they were charging back in December. And that's a whole other issue. But yeah, very, very bad what's going on, and all the scams are gonna start coming out, so it's it's just crazy. All right, so we'll move on to the next news story. We haven't talked about Diddy in a while. This is from businessinsider.com, and the title of this article, "The Most Disturbing Details from Diddy: The Making of a Bad Boy," a new doc that interviews his former friends and associates. You notice they say former. Everybody ran for the hills. And I guess there's a new documentary on Peacock talking about the rise and fall of Sean Diddy Combs through the lens of former members of his inner circle. Diddy, the Making of a Bad Boy, is the first documentary to be released since he was arrested last September and charged with 3 felonies, including trafficking. He has been hit recently with a fresh wave of civil lawsuits alleging a lot of bad things. He has pleaded not guilty and publicly denies all allegations. His lawyers said that he will not comment on pending litigation and he will fight the charges until his trial begins on May 5th. So a lot of people in his circle or used to be in his circle, they're being quiet, they're not saying anything. But, eventually some of those big names are gonna be coming out. It feels like it's just a big pot waiting to explode on the sidelines. So, some people have given interviews, and Tim Dog Patterson, he's a hip hop producer who worked with Diddy at Bad Boy Records before he left the music industry. He is introduced in the film as one of Diddy's closest and oldest friends. They both grew up in Mount Vernon, New York. Patterson was a child a bit older than Diddy, and him and his mom moved into the bottom floor of Diddy's home. Other childhood friends, including Lee Davis and Rich Parker, say that Diddy and his mom, Janice, appeared better off than other families that were around them. Diddy went to a Catholic private school, and he always had the best of everything. And he looked like he was the rich kid. However, Patterson also remembers chaotic upbringings in the Combs household. Due to wild parties his mom would often throw with alcohol, my gosh, drugs, and other things I'm not going to say, regardless of whether the kids were there or not. And this is all alleged from this article from businessinsider.com. He went on to say, at night, it wouldn't be a thing to mistakenly walk into one of the bedrooms and you've got a couple people in there with nothing on. That's what we were privy to. That is what we were fed. Was it desensitizing us? I'm sure it was. Were we aware of it? No. That was just Saturday night. So I'm not even going to read any more about this article. You want to watch that on Peacock. If you have Peacock, go right ahead. I don't think I'll be watching that. I really don't. Tom Hamilton. I know. I think I just X'd something out. I have to see what I X'd out because I don't want to forget anything. Do we have that other article here? I hope everyone's doing great, by the way. I hope so. I hope it's a good end of the week for you. That's what I'm hoping. So this article is from MSN.com. Tom Hamilton from Aerosmith. Hello. How often have I been bringing up Steven Tyler? I'm like, where's Steven Tyler? I am Steven T on Instagram. Where is he? Like, we haven't heard a thing from him. And something inside of my maternal gut tells me that everything is not A-okay with Mr. Tyler, whom I absolutely adore. So I hope everything's okay. I just, he was posting a lot for a long time and then it just stopped. So like I said, I really hope everything is okay with Steven Tyler. But this article says Tom Hamilton hints at Aerosmith reunion despite Steven Tyler's vocal injury. It's a big if. So, I don't know. I have no sense of urgency or excitement in this article because I really don't think it'll be a thing. If anything, it would be a one-off event if it were to happen. I don't think they'll tour again, to be quite honest. So Tom did an interview with WBUR and he shared an update on Steve's condition. This is what Tom said. Let's see, he did the interview just a few days ago on January 9th. And he said Steven's healing process is going really, really well, but it goes at its own pace. Maybe Aerosmith will do something in the future, but it's a big if. And the last thing I want to be doing is to try and push Steven in that direction. Let's see. He added, if we do anything in the future, it would come from him. Well, yeah, I think Steve's the driver of that bus, don't you? That's what I'm kind of thinking. So Aerosmith announced in August that they were going to retire from touring 1 year after Steven, who is 76 years old, fractured his larynx during a September 2023 show. Ow. That's crazy. And let's see. He said, as you know, Steven's voice is an instrument like no other. He has spent months. Oh, this is actually from Aerosmith. This is what they put on social media. He has spent months tirelessly working on getting his voice to where it was before his injury. We've seen him struggling despite having the best medical team by his side. Sadly, it is clear that full recovery from his vocal injury is not possible. That was a statement from Aerosmith, actually. And it continued to read, we have made a heartbreaking and difficult but necessary decision as a band of brothers to retire from the touring stage. We are grateful beyond words for everyone who was pumped to get on the road with us one last time. And of course, they thank their fans. And let's see if Tom said anything else. Well, actually, Mia told People magazine last February, he's not supposed to be talking sometimes. So I have to literally yell at him and be like, you can't be on the phone with me right now. Let's just text. And she said, you can't shut him up. He can't close that mouth. She was teasing, adding that he's very healthy. So that's good. I mean, that's really good to hear. That was from February of last year, though. So hopefully he is healthy. You know, I just don't feel confident that an Aerosmith reunion would be a thing. Do you? I just don't. So let's see. Scott said, Tom and his band recently played in Boston and New Hampshire. No, I didn't get a chance to see him. That's too bad, right? I did read that they were out there and they were pretty close by. Let's see. Oh my God, Brian, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I know, it's crazy. Oh, I'm not even going to say what you just read there, but oh, you wrote there. Oh my gosh, I know the whole Diddy thing's crazy. And Gene Simmons. So here we go. All right. Kiss is over. Gene's getting out there. He has a band. Like, I guess I'm completely out of the Kiss loop because I didn't know Gene had his own band that he was traveling with. I had no idea. I just started seeing these dates. I'm getting these notifications. Sorry, I'm like all stuffed up. I'm getting these notifications that Gene Simmons and his band is coming to, a place near me, the casino. And I'm like, what? Gene Simmons? So yeah. And this is from blabbermouth.net. He just announced more dates with his solo band. It's part of their spring 2025 tour. Why can I not? Oh, these pop-up ads drive me nuts. So let's see, close by to Rhode Island, we've got, well, it's not saying on there. There must be more dates at the bottom. No, of course not. But he is coming to Connecticut, which is cool. Let me just check. Hold on. Gene Simmons tour dates, because now it'll drive me crazy. Tour dates. Let's see. Yeah, he's coming to Mohegan Sun on May 11th. Let's see how much those tickets are going for. Let's just check it out. Let's see. I accept and continue. Actually, I don't think they're that bad. Oh, look at that. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. This one, this is like what? Let's see. 2, 4, fifth row. Let's see. Fifth row to the side, 238.50. Not bad. Not bad. And then fourth row, 235. Okay. All right. So Gene, that's not bad. But he's doing a bunch of dates in Florida, New Jersey, Texas. Yeah, kind of cool. Kind of cool. Are you going to see Gene? I don't know. I don't know. I do want to go visit my daughter in Texas. So it's not Ario Speedwagon, guys. It's Kevin Cronin. What, from Ario's? What is he calling himself? Kevin Cronin, formerly of Ario Speedwagon. Is that what we're doing now? I don't know. But so it's him and Styx and Don Felder, who I freaking love Don Felder, and I love Styx. So I don't know. They're going to Texas, I think in June. I'm not sure, but I don't know. I might go visit the Catster, and we might take in a show. It might be kind of fun to go see a show somewhere else. And Kathy said, "Go see Kevin Cronin in Dallas." Okay, yes, they're coming to Dallas, and I think it's like around a good time. I could go visit my kid, and I will go with you and Kat. Yeah, I do think yes, they are going to Dallas, and let's see. Loving Steve. Patty said, "Loving Steve. Hope his health is going strong." I hope so too. I really do. And Peter Baker is going to see Alice Cooper in 2 weeks. Really? He's still Peter. He's still kicking it. That Alice. He's doing it. And Patty said, "I'm seeing those 3 groups in August. Good for you." I think I want to go to that show. I really do. I think I want to see the Styx, Don Felder, and Kevin Cronin show. I really do because, like I said, I mean, Kevin's going to, do great, do all the REO hits, and he's been doing it. So it's going to be good. And Styx is just fabulous. You can't go wrong. And Don Felder is amazing. Oh my gosh, you're funny, Kathy. You're so funny. And Sammy Hagar, have you guys read this article? This is from billboard.com. And Sammy Hagar says, after 50 years, Sammy Hagar says he's sick of touring. I can't imagine why. You guys, some of you guys have been to see Sammy. You said that he puts on a fabulous show. I would think he's saying that because he puts so much, from what I've read, he puts so much into his shows, he's probably exhausted, you know? And he doesn't have to do it. I think he tours because he genuinely, oh my God, I am so stuffed up all of a sudden. I'm so sorry. I was fine all day. But I think, again, from the outside looking in, he's the type of performer, he doesn't have to perform. He's doing it because he loves the craft. He loves to get out there. He's a ham. He's a great performer, but he goes on to say, "Keep telling my manager, don't take any tours. Let me do this residency." And I guess he's doing a bunch of Vegas shows in April and May. And a residency, it really makes so much sense. And it says that after 5 decades of touring, it's taking a toll on Sammy. He's 77. 77. He looks fantastic. He does not look 77, Sammy Hagar. I don't think he ages. Really, whatever they're doing, keep doing it. So he told the Miami Herald that, he said touring is just getting more and more grueling. And It's true. Like, you think about these men and women who go out there, get on buses, take planes. The planes are, they're delayed, canceled. You can't get there in time. You're stressed out all the time because you want to make sure you're getting to the show you need to get to. Because then, if you can't do that show and you have a show the following night, well, you have to postpone that show and then figure out when the next one's gonna be. Well, what if you don't wanna do the next one? What if you just wanna do the ones you have this year, and then the last show is the last show, but you can't because that one had to be postponed? So Sammy said, "I don't think I wanna go on tour anymore. I hate to say that because I don't wanna piss my fans off." I don't think he could piss anybody off, really. Well, no, he can't. I'll go out and do a one-off show and do things like that, but the residency is going to give me a good extension of my career. That's what I'm hoping for, and I think that's what a lot of these artists are probably, gonna end up doing. So he just did his Best of All Worlds tour. He toured throughout the US and Canada, went to Japan, and then he did his birthday bash performances in Mexico and Las Vegas. And he has a restaurant, what the Cabo Wabo in Las Vegas, which we went to, but I didn't stay because they didn't serve prosecco. I really wanted a prosecco, and they didn't have. Do you know how many restaurants didn't have prosecco? I was shocked. But do you know where we got prosecco? CVS. No joke. We went into CVS, which sells alcohol in Las Vegas. CVS in Rhode Island does not sell alcohol. The only place you can get alcohol in Rhode Island is at a liquor store. But geez, in Vegas, you got it in a Walgreens, CVS, anywhere you look, you can get alcohol. So that's where I got my prosecco at a drugstore in Las Vegas. I mean, who does such a thing? Me. So he also said, with this, I don't have to travel. I don't have to unpack and pack and get on an airplane every day. At my age, it hurts my shoulders to do all this, and I have to perform. I'm a performer at the end of the day. And as the title said, I keep telling my manager, don't take any tours. Let me do this residency. If I like it enough, I'll do another one. And if that's successful, I'll do another one and I can squeeze a few more years out of my career. That makes so much sense. It really, really does. His last album came out in 2022 and it's called Crazy Times with his band, The Circle. And let's see, and that's about it for that article. Oh my gosh, I have to. Isn't that terrible? I'm so stuffy. I don't know why. Maybe because it's going to snow again. I'm like a squirrel. I can detect weather changes. I don't know. Hi, Lucia. Hola. And Deej, what's going on? What is going on? Nice to see you. And Kathy said Sammy is a walking party. That's what I've heard. I know Las Vegas, a lot of people are liking Las Vegas. Brian said he's actually just a regular human. Sorry to name drop. I'm done. You don't have to be done. You can keep talking. Um. Oh my gosh, Kathy said I saw the Sister Wives neighborhood when she was in Las Vegas. No way. That must be kind of weird. Isn't it nuts how the whole Sister Wives thing? And I'm not smiling because it fell apart. I'm not gonna lie. I was fascinated with Sister Wives, and Al would always say, "Why are you watching this? Like, this is craziness." How can he be married to 4 women? First, it started off with 3, and then he brings in Robin, and she destroyed the whole. She seems like a nice person. I'm just saying, I should reword that and say, I think the marriage to Robin destroyed the whole like, it just made it all fall apart because you could tell he liked her the best. You could just tell. He liked Robin the best. No question. They all know it now. I mean, they probably knew it then, but they all come out and say it now. And I love them. I think the ladies are so cool. Cody, I think he's a douche. I do. I just think he's a douche. The ladies, I do really like the ladies. I love Christine and Janelle. I do. Mary seems really nice. Robin seems nice, but I feel like I connect better with Christine, Janelle, and Mary. I don't know why. Maybe because Cody's a douche. He's just I don't know, something about that guy, like the things that have come out of his mouth, you just can't forget about them. But anyway, all right, I digress to reality TV. I could go on and on and on. Hi, Carol. How are you? And Kathy said it's gated. Oh, no wonder why you can't get in. Anywho, so the good thing is, though, there is going to be an entire benefit concert for the LA fires. And this is from people.com. Lady Gaga, Jelly Roll, Stevie Nicks. They're going to play Fire Aid benefit concert for LA wildfire relief. And let's see, there's going to be so many people involved in this. It's going to be January 30th at the Intuit Dome and Kia Forum. All right, let's see where that is. Let's see, Intuit Dome. Intuit Dome. That is in Inglewood. Okay. How far? How? Let's see something. How far from LA? It is almost an hour away from LA. That makes sense. And what's the other? And Kia Forum. Kia Forum. How far? Kia is only 12 miles. So the Kia Forum is actually in Los Angeles. Los Angeles to Kia Forum. This is five ways to travel. But then this says it's 49 minutes. I'm so confused. All right, wait a minute. Kia Forum. Kia Forum to Los Angeles. All right, it's saying the Kia Forum is in Inglewood as well. All right, so we're going to go with that. And if that's the case, which I guess it is, to me, that makes way more sense having an event outside of the Los Angeles area. And this is, of course, to benefit the fire victims. Like, there's no problem with that. I don't know. The Grammys thing, it just that bothers me. I don't know why it's bothering me so much. I have nothing to do with it, but it just seems not right. So let's see. The lineup came out yesterday on January 16th. It will be raising money to rebuild communities and support efforts to prevent future fire disasters throughout Southern California. And the lineup includes Billie Eilish, Phineas, Earth, Wind and Fire, Gracie Abrams, Green Day, Gwen Stefani, Jelly Roll, Joni Mitchell, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga, Lil Baby. I don't know who Lil Baby is. Pink, Red Hot Chili Peppers, Rod Stewart, Sting, Steven Stills, Stevie Nicks, and Tate McRae. That's awesome. And let's see, for the first time ever, Dave Matthews Band and John Mayer will also take the stage together for a special performance. So the concert will be held at the Intuit Dome and Kia Forum. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. They're two separate places, right? So are they going to have some artists at one and some at the? I don't know. And they're both the same amount of distance away from Los Angeles. I'm very confused. But anyway, no matter what, they're doing a great thing. Tickets for the concert are going on sale this coming Wednesday, January 22nd at 12 p.m. Pacific time on Ticketmaster. And let's see, fans across the world will have the opportunity to contribute to the cause. Fire Aid will be broadcast and streamed live, which is awesome, on Apple Music and Apple TV, Max, iHeartRadio, KTLA Plus, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Prime Video, and the Amazon Music channel on Twitch, SiriusXM, and YouTube. Oh, that's great. And select AMC theater locations in 70 US markets will be airing it as well. That's cool. That's really neat. And if it is showing at a movie theater near you, that'd probably be a great way to see it. So I think these folks deserve a lot of credit. I think it's great that they're all stepping up and doing that, and hopefully they raise a crap ton of money. That's what I'm hoping. Let's see. Bye, Brian. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it very much. And hope to see you next week. Okay, Wendy Williams. Oh my goodness. Wendy Williams came out and said, "It's like prison." This is from CNN.com. And she is not happy with her legal guardianship. Okay, so where's the article? Is it all the way down here? Okay, there's the title, and then there's no article attached to it. So let's go ahead and find the article. Let's see. And I did read this just recently. Let's see. Wendy Williams. I didn't read the whole thing, but let's see. Let's see. Okay, so this is from the New York Times. She broke her silence on guardianship. She says, "I feel like I'm in prison." Now, she has been diagnosed with dementia. She's young. And she is not cognitively impaired, she says. Let's see. So, again, she was placed under guardianship. She insisted on Thursday, yesterday, she was not cognitively impaired and she's not happy with the restrictions that she has, and she's living in a care facility. So she does have a court appointed legal guardian to oversee her personal and financial affairs. And this is according to court papers, which say that she suffers from dementia and as a result has become cognitively impaired, permanently disabled, and legally incapacitated. But she says she's not cognitively impaired. She feels like she's in prison, and she complained about the care facility. She did not mention the name of it. She said, "There's something wrong with these people here on this floor. And I'm not saying something bad. I'm just saying that I am with these people. Look, I have breakfast, lunch, and dinner right here on the bed. I watch TV. I listen to the radio. I look at the window. I talk on the phone." And she said even her phone capabilities are limited. Her niece, Alex Finney, says that the facility is a luxury prison. She said, "I'm not asking for a whole lot. All I'm saying is just treat the woman with dignity and give her the freedoms that she deserves. And members of their family want her free. So what is happening?" So she's there, oh, because she has a court-appointed guardian. There's nothing her family can do. But how did she get a court-appointed guardian if she has family around her? See, that's a little confusing to me. Wendy said, "I would rather spend my birthday by myself than open the door and spend my birthday with these people on this floor." Well, that's pretty sad. Let's see. And then let's see. A lawyer who's representing Ms. Morrissey, and I don't know who that is, but he went on to say, "Unfortunately, because of her diagnosis, Wendy's condition will only get worse with time and she will require care for the rest of her life. But as anyone who has had a family member with dementia knows, Wendy has both good days and bad days. It is truly a shame that there is so much voyeuristic attention to this right now, since it only leads to the same kinds of exploitation that we saw in the so-called documentary as alleged in our complaint." In the interview, Ms. Williams hesitated to share some details about her ongoing case, but lamented that she had just $15 and that her personal items were in storage. "I am definitely isolated." It's hard because, you know, we've seen her on social media portrayed as a person who really cannot care for herself. That's what she looks like to us, I think, and how she's been shown. So, there's kind of 2 sides to that story, I think. Yeah. Carol said her guardian, in my opinion, is a rat. Well, that's interesting. That's very interesting. Oh, Patty said, Kiki, maybe you could have a Steve Perry birthday show on Wednesday, maybe a short one. I don't know, Patty. Wednesday's kind of a tough day for me, but that's maybe on Friday we can do a little something. But Wednesday, it's a great idea, but Wednesday's tough. It just is. But you never know. It depends. I'm not promising anything, but let's just plan on next Friday. So funny. Steve Perry's birthday, that's right. Jeez. Isn't that crazy? Just another year going by. Another year going by. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna Google Steve Perry right now. Let's see if there's anything about Steve Perry. I'm gonna tell you. It's probably nothing. And if I find something, I will be shocked. Let's see. Steve Perry. All right, I put it out there. It's a picture of him and Paul Anka. There's nothing. There's literally nothing. Nothing. Nope. Nope. Nothing. Not a thing. Let me go on Instagram. Even though Instagram hates me, I think Instagram really doesn't like anybody anymore. That's what I think. I think that Instagram is no bueno. Big time. All right, let's see. So Steve Perry. Let's see. Steve Perry. Right, the last time he posted on Instagram was on December 20th. But he didn't even post it. I mean, it's on his page, but Dark Horse Records says, "Thank you for all the support in 2024." It was like a little video thing. I don't even know if you can see that. Can you see it? Let me see. I don't even know. Probably can't even see it. You can go to his page and see it. But yeah, nothing. Nothing. And then on December 19th, and that was posted. Well, it says Steve Perry and 4 others. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. But then on December 19th, Steve Perry and Dark Horse Records posted. Let's see, he said, this week on Dark Horse Radio, host Laura Cantrell. I haven't listened to that interview yet. Welcome Steve Perry to celebrate the release of his holiday album, The Season 3, and to discuss his deep and enduring admiration for George Harrison and the Beatles. Click link in bio to listen and learn more. By the way, I have to make my plea, my once a week plea, that Steve Perry, if you ever were to see this, I would really love to talk to you. And I think it would be a fun interview. I won't call you Peppermint Perry if you don't want me to. I mean, if you want me to, or if it just happens to slip out, I would say I'm sorry. I think it's a cute name. I don't know. I don't even know if he's mad about it. I bet he is though. But I would love to chat with you. And I think I think we should make it happen because, I'm just a small town girl and I really am living in a lonely world. There is just no way of getting around it. So if you talk to me, my world won't be as lonely anymore. There's my weekly plea. And we'll see. Maybe after 5 years, he might consider it because then he'll be how old's he going to be in 5 years? 80? Maybe no, will he be 81? How old is he going to be? Help me. Patty said, "We support you, Kiki. Tell us how we can help." I don't know. Call him, go to his house, text him, do something because I just, it's not fair. He talks to people. I don't even know these people. Like, they're fine people. But like, we've been talking about this guy on this channel for years. since 2017 to be exact. I've been on YouTube since 2017. How many years is that? It's a lot. I suck at math. So I don't know. I'm just going to do my little weekly plea, and I'll take this little clip and I'll post it on TikTok and on Instagram. And he's not going to answer me. But if he does, I'll fall on the floor and I'll be fine. Like, if he ever talks to me, I will be fine. Like I said it. I'll be all right without you. No, I won't. I'll be fine if it ever happens. And hopefully. Oh my gosh. Will you do a joint marriage ceremony for all of us that wish to marry Steve Perry? I told you I would do it, but I don't think he'd allow it. He just doesn't seem like that type of guy. Like, he seems like a one woman guy. He's not going to marry 500 of you. I mean, I would do it, but he's not going to marry a lot of people. Anyway, guys, you are the best. This was, oh, he's going to be, hi, Sandra. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here, by the way. He's going to be 76. So in 5 years, he'd be 81. So I really hope I could talk to him before he's 80, before I'm 80. That would be great. So, they say it's your birthday. You like the Beatles. They say it's your birthday. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Listen to Kiki.fm on Wednesday. I'll have Al do a little nice dedication to Mr. Steve Perry because Al always listens to what I ask him to do, even though he does a lot of things on his own anyway, and they're pretty great. Oh, how is Gina Thomas? Patty said, you know what? I'll have to reach out to her. I'm sure she's doing great. She works a lot, that girl. She's a hard worker. Or she might even be out with her hubby, her lover. So I'll check in with her though. Hey Nadine, how are you? Yes, 76 years old. So it's gonna happen before he's 80. So there's my weekly plea to speak with Steve Perry. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I hope that whenever you're watching this, you're smiling, laughing, or maybe pondering something. If you have not yet downloaded the free app of Kiki.fm, go ahead and do it today. Al has really just revamped the music. It is so good. I don't want to turn it off. And when I have to turn it off, I get sad. That means I have to get out of my car. But it is so, so good. So go ahead and download the free app to Kiki.fm if you have not already. Please hit the like button. Helps me out a tremendous amount, and it's free. And also, please subscribe to the channel if you have not already for more music and entertainment news. So, guys, again, thank you so much for your love and support. You are all the best and the greatest community here on YouTube. I truly mean that. And I love you guys so much. And thank you for keeping me sane. Thank you for keeping me uncrazy. So, guys, I love you, love you, love you. And I will see you soon. Bye, guys. Love you. Ciao.